Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. Horrible, didn't do that. Hit the wrong button there. Shows you how great I am at doing this, right? All right, everybody, welcome to the show. South Florida's ultimate resource for everything local fishing. We're going to go over what's catching it, where it's being caught, and all that goodness, what they're using to get it into the bite, hopefully. We're also going to cover your future marine forecast and moon phase and tide chart. You need to know to help keep you in the bite. Hopefully, I can get it together a little bit better than these first 30 seconds. Before we get into this, so if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, to see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button and joining the saltwater fishing family. It's time, right? We're getting nothing from the FWC, so we're going to start sharing catches. This is Alex out of Marathon, right? He's up in Alaska for the summer, showing off, I guess that's king salmon. I'm not know much about salmon fishing, but anyway, Captain Alex, he will be back after over from Alaska. Captain down in Marathon. So if you're ever down there, check it out. Back to the Odd Prince with the Silver King. These guys are going to start. Hello, why? Hello, thanks for watching, tuning in. Silver King showing up, right? Will be happening within months, and then the big jacks and the snooks will be eating recklessly. Still, nice catch on the tarpon right there for Todd. Then we'll keep it with the inshore. This is Marlo Kennedy Aleva. I'm sure I butchered her last name all the time. They got a nice drum right there, black drum. Big old fat one too underneath the bridge, obviously up north. But hey, in the shallow waters, right? So we got some tarpon swimming around, chilling, black drum swimming around, very good. And that's about for our inshore bite. Yeah, so we're gonna go and head offshore, right? The same thing, same old, folks, right? What do we got? This is Carlos. The mahi are swimming around. So Pedro, hey, thanks for checking out. Sound plan. Yeah, we'll get to that. It's gonna be horrible, but it's not gonna be pleasant. Anyway, we'll get to that. Mahi are swimming around, folks. Mahi and tuna, that is the time of year. Blackfin tuna and mahi. The schoolies, perfect like this. And this was Carlos with the youngster getting out there. Good. Get them on that reel while they're young and, teach them to get it done. Here we go. This is Jay. Got a little bit of everything in the right here. A little cuda, a couple little schoolies, and a false albacore. And it looks like you bled it out, so that's going to be going on the dinner table. YD went out last week, got 15 mahi, 25. Dang, you did good, man. A lot of them were coming in, just over the 20-inch mark. I had it out, and we had, a couple of 24, 25s, but caught about 10. Could only keep 5 of them. So hey, thanks for the info. All right, yes. So it's a nice mixed bag, cudas that size, great eating, schoolie dolphins, and the bobo. Perfect. Thank you, Jay. Keep moving on. Jim, 4J's Charters out of Boynton Beach. If you are looking for a charter captain who can put you on big butterball tunas like this, give 4J's Charters a call. Again, Boynton Beach area. If you can't get a hold of Jim, get a hold of me. I can put you in touch with them. This is Aiden with his first blackfin tuna and biggest fish, 21 pounds. That's a solid tuna, right? That's not the little, those aren't the little ones that you find up on top, which you call footballs. That is a jumbo, big girl right there. The bigger ones like that tend to be female. Going right, mahi. We got 2 mahi and 1 blackfin on Saturday. Always forgot to take a photo of all the other fish together, but that's okay. This picture is more important than any of them. The young lady with her fish, getting out with the family, having some fun, right? That's what it's all about. Get out there, get the kids hooked. Remember, mahi are the fish that made trolling famous. So, as soon as someone gets into the school of mahi, that does, they're hooked. All right. Let's keep going. This is Paul, headed offshore with the grandkids, he said. And you got a nice kingfish and a cobia. So, hey, yeah, getting it done. That's obviously some reef fishing right there. Deep reef fishing. Cobia, they'll hang out wherever you can find hotels, sometimes a little bit deeper. And, hey, kingfish. Great deal. Some good eats right there. I mean, a little bit of everything. And we got Brandon, of course. So this is Brandon, and this is more along the lines of the top water blackfin tuna that you will find. These are what we call footballs, right? They're swimming around in abundance right now. So, you know, if you're heading out trolling, you've got your choice. Stick to the reef. The kingfish are showing up, right? Wahoo are scattered. Blackfin, this size, all over, between 200 and 300. Jig form, troll form, top water, planer, or live bait them up. If you go down deeper, you will increase your chances of getting the bigger ones. All right, and also the dolphin are swimming around. That's that. We got things. This is John. Let's see. What does John say? John said, "Have my first day of fishing camp, which is awesome. Got this sailfish in the first 2 hours. Broke my all-time PB." Fought him for about 10 minutes, being an acrobat the entire time, jumping all over the place, which is great. It's always exciting when you get that sail. And he was just saying around 30 pounds. So, yeah, you know, not a jumbo-sized sailfish, but still a solid catch, you know, always exciting. And especially on light gear. So, some great pictures, too. All right. Well, congratulations, John, and your first day of summer camp. Hopefully many more days to go and much more excitement. And the last one I want to show, this is Michael out of the Florida Keys. Nice big old cow dolphin there. Definitely, it looks like he's got his arms stretched out, so it might be a little bit lower than we're looking at here. But hey, still a great catch. This just shows you the point. The dolphin out there. I can be honest with you. I went out last weekend. The dolphin that I found. This is just going off personal experience. I found them between 1,000 and 1,500 feet, way out there. It's not a weed line; it's big scattered clumps of weeds. So yeah, you're going to be picking off weeds periodically. We caught it all on. We caught them all on artificials. I used the mini turbo slammers or the boom turbo hammers. They're becoming very scarce online. I had to go find a new place. I can't even find them on Amazon anymore to buy some more. All right, so hey, that's our fishing report, right? Let's get into the weather. Like Pedro wants to hear. See if I got some good news. Yeah. All right. Weather. We're going to go to windy first, right? All right, folks. So if you are new to the show, we use a couple of apps online. Windy. All of these websites are available in the description. I'm working on it. All of them are available in the description. Cool thing about Windy, right, is if you're on a PC, you can go and let's say we want exact wind speed or wave height. You just click on Boca Raton, and it says right now we're at 13 knots from the southeast. That's pretty cool. So you have to be on a PC, though. Phone works a little bit differently than that. And yeah, down here also, to be able to use Windy, it's a color-coded chart. It tells you wind speed and knots. That's 1.1 miles an hour. So take it for what it's worth. All right, so we're looking at right now. Let's check out tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, not too bad. We got southeast, right? Pedro here, you got 8 knots from the southeast. So, you know, not too bad. It's like a lake out there. It's not going to be super calm, but hey, it'll probably pick up during the day. But I'm thinking we're, you know, pretty much drier conditions when storms and stuff. I think Thursday we'll look at a better chance, but then it drops off throughout the whole weekend. If you watch, you know, that's what the local meteorologists are saying. Tomorrow morning down in the lower Keys, 13 knots from the east. And if you go up Vero area, Jensen Beach-ish, somewhere like that, 9 knots from the southeast. So not much, you know, Tri-County area and north. As you go further down, you know, the Keys are hanging out in the Florida Straits, so they're going to pick up some wind. The west coast down the leeward side of the island looking pretty. So if you're out there doing it, hey, Jim, thanks for showing up. That is Just As Jim, by the way, for anybody. This is 4J's Charters. Captain Jim out of Boynton Beach. You know, He's got a great showcase of pictures. If you go and check out 4J's charters, he's also on Instagram and everything. Pictures, tons of proof that if you head out, he's going to put you into the fight. All righty. So yeah, West Coast looking good. Skyway here, folks, having a blast. They got the weather on their side as always. Okay, so let's look at tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, not much different. One looks like it picks up a little bit. Yeah, so it started out at 8 knots, heading at in the afternoon. So Pedro, you might have to do like a early day thing as the winds pick up. But we'll take a look at what our waves are going to do. Down in Miami, it's not much different. And up north, it picks up. So as the day picks up, that onshore breeze is going to start blowing, obviously. And, that really tones down the bite anyway. Upper Keys, they're looking at 12 knots on the east. So the whole thing, low double digits tomorrow afternoon. Thursday, the same sort of scenario, 8 knots on the east. So it's going to, there you go. All right. Yeah. So if you do that, I think you'll be fine. Like I said, I think it's going to be a little bumpy out there because we've had wind for several days. But it won't be impossible. We'll check that out here in a minute. I think you might be able to get out there and try and lace into some muttons or something. Doing that offshore stuff, 1,000, 1,800 is very bumpy out there. Morning, high single digits in the morning, all up and down the coast to low double digits. He's a little bit more elevated, and then in the afternoon we'll have the onshore breeze kick in. Not as much as we did which would be Wednesday, but Thursday it's looking a little bit more toned down in the afternoon. Friday morning looks like one of the better days. It looks like it's so bait. There we go. Get the find the mutton snapper. I know you're great at doing that. Anyway, yeah, Pedro, wish you the best. And like I said, it's probably going to be a little bumpy, but I know I have faith that you will get it done. Friday morning is looking like the best so far. 3, 5, not much, all up the East Coast. The further up north you go, it actually looks like it starts coming from the south and a little bit from the west. Lower Keys, come Friday morning, have tended to drop down. So it'll be a little bit better if you're heading down to the Keys. Upper Keys, all about the same, about 8 knots, 8 miles an hour. In the afternoon, doesn't really pick up too much. So Friday is looking like a pain day to be able to get out and do your thing. Saturday, not too bad. Inshore, right? You're looking at 5 knots. Offshore, it looks like it picks up. So there will be, if you head out, you're more than likely looking at a distinct line once you get into the Gulf Stream of where the waves and the chop are really going to pick up and make it brutal out. 3 p.m. Saturday, the wind starts ripping again, 10 knots from the east. So if you're going to get out and do it, Friday night, Saturday morning, doesn't look too bad. Then come Saturday afternoon, it picks up. Let's see what it does. Morning, it stays with, overnight from Sunday. It is looking like, the go-to. Because, they're not bad. Sunday, obviously, is picking up. This is Sunday afternoon. It's getting more brutal. West Coast still looking pretty. No problems for them. But the whole up and down the East Coast, we're looking at low double digits to mid double digits, depending on your locale. And waves probably, you're looking at, Friday's looking like the best day. But throughout that, you're looking at probably 2 to 4, maybe a little bit more choppy or whatever. This is Monday morning, 11. So, again, same low double digits, straight from the east. Good for pushing in the seaweed and all the stuff that floats around out there. But, it's going to create some waves, folks. Tuesday morning, same thing, 11 knots. Same thing up and down the coast. Different down in the lower Keys. And Tuesday afternoon, same thing. Gets a little bit more windy as the day wanes on. All right, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our wave heights. This is what really kind of kicks it in. So this is tomorrow morning, right, for Mr. Ramos. We are looking at 2-foot waves, 4-second period. So again, not very big, but when you've got a short period, it can, and that's that's the luck of the draw down the keys. And it hasn't been letting me put 3 foot at 4-second period. So not much difference, not very bumpy, but it's going to be choppy when you've got a 4-second period. Pedro, you should be able to get out there and get her done. Tomorrow afternoon, 2-foot seas, stays the same throughout the day, even though the wind, up. That doesn't necessarily mean that your wave heights are going to pick up. It can just add a little bit to it, make it unpleasant that way. Thursday morning, same thing. 2 foot at 5 seconds, 2 foot at 4 seconds. Down in the Keys, come on. Down in the lower Keys, 3 foot, and obviously, if you use your covered shade right here, right, we got light aqua, which means Tampa Bay. Even though they are in a very shallow water, it's hard to get rough seas over there. 9 miles out is state waters, and it's in a couple of feet of water that far out. All righty, that's Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon doesn't seem to be much change. Now let's head to Friday, which was looking like the most promising of the days. Yeah, it lets up a little bit. In Miami, you're looking at 1 foot. In Palm Beach, you're looking at 2 foot at 5 seconds. So Friday's looking fairly pleasant. Check in the morning. Friday does look much better. Yes, it looks way. I mean, I say what to do, but if it was me personally, I'd probably sit, and I had the ability Friday. But then again, these are just forecasts, right? And Friday afternoon, so it looks like it's actually going to let up Friday. Starting in the morning to the afternoon, and Saturday morning, Friday it is. Saturday morning, still the same thing. So it holds out till and our period even expands Saturday morning to 1 second. So dang, I might get lucky. Saturday afternoon, still looking at 1 foot seas with a 5-second period. So great. Hey, Saturday's looking good too. So for the folks like only got 2 days a week, which are Saturday and Sunday, to get out there and do it. Hey, perfect, cool. Everglades National Park, looking flat as a lake all the way up to Marco Island, Naples. Lower Keys, Saturday morning. So Friday and Saturday are looking very, much doable when it comes to the forecast of the wave heights and periods. Not looking too strenuous for, smaller craft. Once we get above small craft warnings and stuff, it's more power to the guys with the giant sport fishes, man. And you work hard to like to earn it, but they can 3 to 5 no problem sometimes, and it still be enjoyable. All right, so this is Sunday morning, 2 foot at 4 seconds, so not too morning either. Heading into the afternoon, it starts picking up again. So that wind starts, starting late Saturday into sun, starts picking up, and it's only going to elevate the wave as it's on. Monday, you can see our sea starting to get darker, and if you are color-coded charts down here, that means the waves are going to get bigger. So we're looking, Miami area, 3 foot waves at a 4 second period. Tri-County area, same thing. So 3 foot wave at a 4 second period is pretty sporty out there. Okay, all the way Keys, lower Keys, same story. All the way up the coast, Vero Beach, same thing. All the way up and down the East Coast. All right, so that's Monday. Monday afternoon, not looking much different. 3 foot at 4 seconds. Looks a little bit more sporty down in the Keys, of course. Tuesday, 8 a.m. Lets up a little bit morning time, and then it'll pick up probably as the day wanes on in the afternoon. 3 p.m. Staying about the same all day. All right. So there's our. So what we're looking at right now is Friday and Saturday are looking like your optimal day. Try and get out there and go for it. Put something together and get it done. Let's look at our rain now. So we'll go back to tomorrow morning. Rain. It's fairly dry. You might see stuff offshore in the morning and in the afternoon. We're back to that typical weather pattern that always happens, right? Rain in the morning, then the storms build over land in the afternoon. Now, whether they build up on the coast or they build up over the Everglades and they head east, that's always a different story to tell. So here you are in the morning, some moisture, and then again afternoon, right? So it builds up over the Everglades come tomorrow, and then it'll head east in the morning. Again, moisture offshore, but then Thursday is going to be the day apparently where the most highest probability of storms is going to happen, right? There's 40%, and then after that, Friday, Thursday, 20 and 20 for the weekend, about 20%. Friday morning, we've got storms off the coast, right? Again, overland's pretty dry, and then coming afternoon, that's when we get our storms building up again over the Everglades, sawgrass areas, cherry fields out by the lake, and it'll build up over there because that's where all the water is, and then it'll head east. Right, that's Saturday morning again. Moisture in the atmosphere offshore, typical of this time of Friday afternoon. A little bit drier, so now you can see this is the difference pattern, like I was just explaining. In the afternoon, it builds up over the Everglades. Sometimes it builds up over the coast. So if it builds up over the coast, it's going to head west, right? Head out to shore. Saturday, Sunday morning, dry. So Saturday morning, we're looking pretty dry. So we've got two good days, Friday and Saturday. You're looking like pleasant weather during the morning hours, and of course, as the day wanes on, that's when your expectancy of showers to emerge happen. And again, these showers, they're full onslaught. Sometimes they'll last 10 or 15 minutes. These are summer showers. They don't last very long. At most 30 minutes. Sunday morning, dry. Again, a little bit of moisture. Sunday afternoon, looks more like we got some bigger storms forming offshore. And again, this is where our wind is starting to pick up. And so it's going to blow some, if there's any storm, or it will force them toward the peninsula. Monday morning, dry. Monday afternoon, it tends to clear up in the afternoon a little bit, but who knows? Again, the chance of a shower to this time of year, don't be surprised if it happens, and it's not even, might be something that pops up. Tuesday morning, again offshore. Tuesday afternoon, looks like we got rain everywhere. So that is what we're looking at. This forecast. This is windy, and saw a little bit of everything there. So now Windfinder, which is the numeric version of these two, tend to jive sometimes, but sometimes they can be contradict each other. So the reality is you all check if you can in the morning, make sure, like if they said it's going to be no wind, maybe 5 knots, and you walk outside and it's blowing 15, you might want to reconsider that the forecast was wrong. All right, so let's go Wednesday, right? Southeast winds, low double in the morning, some cloudy all day. And remember, we've still got more to deep drop. We got about a week left to get out there and get them tile fish, right? So Saturday, man, get out there. If Friday, if you can, as long as you got some sunshine. If it's cloudy and rainy, don't even bother. They're not gonna bite. So that's tomorrow, right? See at 2 to 3 foot with a 5-second period. So not bad, but not undoable, but not pleasant the way you would like it to be. Third, wind still southeast to east. Same thing on Friday. Low double digits, and Friday is the moment where we start having that cool, the little lay down in the morning. So you'll be able to get out there and do it. The waves, again, 2 to 3 foot and letting up as we get to Friday and follow in for Saturday. And then come Sunday, the waves will start picking up again. Wind blowing from the east southeast. Saturday, again, a little lull in the morning with the wind and cloudy, partly cloudy. Sunday, we got clouds all day. Doesn't look like much moisture or anything any of these days. And Saturday again, so Saturday is pretty much the same as Sunday. You're gonna get out there. There's gonna be a bump, but it ain't gonna be impossible. So bring a couple of different setups in case you are trying to plan to do something. Hey, I'm gonna get out. I want to go do mahi and tuna, and it's just a little bit too bumpy to get way offshore to where they were hanging out last weekend, and be able to hang in over. Make sure you got that planer. The kingfish are biting. So and we'll take a look at our moon phase and our time charts too here. We're back up. Hey, look at that. Not too bad. All right, I got to put my computer. It loves to hate me. All right, Monday and Tuesday, right? Same thing with the seas increasing just like we saw. They're showing a little bit of rain here and there on Monday. Your wind picks up to mid double digits straight from the east, which is going to bring in them wave heights, right? As you can see here, wave heights tend to look 3 to 5, 3 to 4, 5-second period. So the period isn't going to change. So what we said stands. Friday, Saturday. Do it if you can. All right. Let's move on. Right. Good to go. Let's look at the moon phase. Right. So the moon phase is where you are waning right now. So waning, real quick with your moon phase. Waning means you're heading towards the dark side of the moon. Waxing means you're heading towards the full moon. So right now, today we are at 63% waning. Tomorrow, being Wednesday, 52%, 40%, Friday, 29%, Saturday, 9%. And so here's the cool thing. And I'm sorry, Sunday, 11%, Monday and Tuesday. So mid next week, we got our new moon, dark side of the moon. This is kind of Friday and Saturday because I fish by the moon when I'm going for pelagics. And hey, when you've got a moon like this, that's just a crescent like that, the bait fish are, they can feed more at night. Your pelagics aren't feeding as heavily when you have a less illuminated sky. When you've got a full moon, pelagics go on the feed all night, and they can be a little bit more finicky, a little bit more more trickier to get into the bite when you've got that. And also, the bait fish guys go out and they fish by the cover of darkness. Them goggle eyes, thread fins, all that stuff. They're not going to feed when you've got a bright moon. It's very tricky to bite on with it. Bait fish guys will be out there come the end of the week doing their and like I said, the fish will be more prone to eat during the day because of this moon phase. All right, so we got that going for us. Also, your snapper fishing and all that stuff should be fairly good too. All right, now let's take a look at charts. Tides are always great because this can help you. Now, tides are very important for fishing out in front of inlets. If you're fishing from a jetty especially, the key to it is you have to have the outgoing tide. If you have an incoming tide, which means the tide's rising and you're fishing an inlet, you're going to catch nothing. The tide has to be going out, especially if you're a jetty guy. If you're trolling in front of it, if you're reef fishing in front of it, drifting, trying to do whatever, do a wahoo run right in front of the water, the tide has to go out. If the tide's coming in, it's useless. And again, it also has to coincide with the time of day, right? So if you've got an outgoing tide in the when the sun's bright as hell, you ain't gonna catch nothing either. It's useless. It's got morning time when all the fish are at dusk, when the fish start feeding again. Remember, when the sun's up and the shadows are gone, fish disperse over the reef and they go and they hide from the sharks. All right, so tomorrow we are about 2/3 way through the outgoing tide. Again, what happens with the outgoing tide? Outgoing tide pushes out all the debris, all the plankton, all the micro, everything out into the ocean. Little fish come in and eat that. Big predator, little fish. That is how a tide works, right? Follow those rules, otherwise it'll just be a long day in Vegas. Try fishing when the tides come in. You're gonna catch some rocks and some water. All right, so that's tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit more than halfway through, and as dusk sets, you've got a good period before dusk, starting at about 5, 6 o'clock. Tide's pooling real good. Get out there and fish them jetties, the inlet, and all that. Looks like it's on our side. Friday, halfway through, both phases as the sun rises and sets. Remember, we are having an earlier sunrise now, right around 6 a.m. You got to get out. If you're out there at 7, the sun's already up in the sky and starting to create shadows that fish hide from. So get out there as early as you can, get a line in the water, get it wet. Saturday, perfect to get the fish that water flow, either dusk or dawn. Perfect. Get out there. Now, again, wahoo, like water flow. King mackerel, like water flow. It pushes and it makes the chlorophyll build up in the water where the brackish water meets the salt water. You get a chlorophyll buildup that tends to draw in fish because of the same cycle. Little fish eating and feeding, and bigger fish tend to go where there's a concentration of chlorophyll, and it's usually outside of inlets. All right, Sunday will be the same thing. We will be probably about 1/3 of the way through the tide, and it'll be great because it won't even be halfway yet as the sun starts to set. So you're good to go with your tides and fishing the inlet throughout the rest of the week. All right, folks, that was a good screaming blasting one. We're only 30 minutes into this. All right, if you are on Facebook, before we head out, I want to invite you to join South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I am the administrator of it. It looks like this. It actually looks more like this. The date on it. You go there, South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. It's a private group on Facebook. Ask to join. A couple simple questions. What's your favorite fish? And do you abide by the rules? Rules are simple. Really, the soliciting and all that stuff. Let's not do it. YouTube videos. You can promote your YouTube channel all you want. Don't really put the whole darn video on there. Keep it simple. Every Monday, we have a post that says, hey, time to show off your catches. Join that. Post something. If you post a picture, you're guaranteed to have it. Hey, Dean, thanks for showing up. If you post a picture, it's going to be showcased on the show. And you always have the chance of it being the thumbnail on the live stream. And again, this Facebook group, the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report, is what directly drives this show Tuesday night. So, no reports, no nothing. We got to do some digging and we will make it happen. But I got to thank everybody time and time again for showing up, posting your stuff, saying a little bit about it, making it so that we can have a great show every Tuesday. Dean, Pedro, everybody, thank you very much. And again, we support all the YouTube channels. If you got, Jason Reese, Guggen the Pro Offshore Angler. We love our charter boat captains. Neil Link, he's up in Palm Beach. You got Jim, he's out of Boynton, 4J Charters. You got we hear periodically from Starlight 101, which is the drift boat where Helen S used to be, right there. Inlet. They go out periodically. Emily will chime in and send us a picture of what they're catching on their boat. So, South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. Don't be shy. Join if you're on Facebook. All right. And before we leave, one last shameless self-plug. If you are in the market for some fishing apparel, right, folks? Check out WindRider, our sponsor. I've been with them for a couple, and they've got the South Florida Saltwater Fishing gear. These are UPF 50 shirts. You can customize them. You can get the logo on the front, on the back. You can get it with a hood with a gator built in. You can get it with just a hood. Again, these are the fast drying, fast wicking shirts. Again, like I said, I've been with WindRider for a couple of years. They're not a fly-by-night company. They've got a huge selection of what they do. They don't just do just fishing shirts, but this is what I'm telling you folks. If you are interested and you're in the market for one of these, go on ahead, check, support the brand if you can. Again, you look at the prices, and yes, this is how much these shirts cost. If you get something from, hey, thanks, appreciate it. If you go and say you want to buy Salt Life or Hook or Pelagic or one of those major brands, you're going to end up paying closer to $60-something for it. These shirts are great. They're UPF 50, right? What does that mean? That means you don't got to wear sunscreen. Yeah, get her done like that. And again, really stain resistant. Get dolphin blood all over you, go home, a little spray and wash, and you're golden, good to go. Thank you, Pedro. Always a pleasure to have you around and chit chat with you. And good luck on Friday, sir. All right, folks. Yeah, enough of that. Get a shirt if you want to. All right, folks, we're about ready to call it quits. Had a good one, had a fun one. Until next Tuesday. Like I said, we got Friday and Saturday looking like they're going to be real good out there. So, get out there and do it. And if you see me, see me. All right, till next Tuesday, South Florida saltwater fishing, going wherever the cool wind takes.